Chengi, and you, my precious one, are my world. Welcome to Chengi's world. Here, where I teach you how to present as a high value, high status, high worth woman that men find completely irresistible. Okay, so moving on. And before I do that, do not forget to download your 50 questions that every high value woman needs answered before she even says I do, or goes on a second date or a third date or fourth date. Okay, so make sure you download those questions. And of course, the high value woman affirmations, a manifest your man 200 affirmations to bring home the good boys. Okie dokie. So I am going to be bringing you great and wonderful things that are going to help you on your dating journey. Really help you. I'm not going to produce anything that is not going to be effective. And these tools are really important, especially as we're discussing a subject like this one, how to speak to the king in him. Now, this is something that I was asked in the comment section, and I like to hear you guys, and when I get a video suggestion that I think would really be helpful, I'm going to bring it out here. Now, in this particular scenario, the young lady who asked me to do this video felt that she had lost the love of her life due to the fact that she had been speaking to him wrong. She had said a few things that she regretted and felt like maybe if she hadn't said it, she might still have the relationship. Now, we all know when a relationship ends that sometimes we look at ourselves, if we're reflective people, and think, what could I have done differently and what could have happened differently? And sometimes we are too hard on ourselves, because the first questions that we didn't ask, the questions we're not asking, are the most important questions. Now, the question you need to ask yourself before you speak to the king in any man is he a king? Is he a king, or is he a kidder? Is he a player? Is he a boy? You cannot speak to the king in a leopard. You cannot speak to the king in a serpent. You cannot speak to the king in an alley cat. You can only speak to the king in a cub, to the king in a lion. Only then will it be effective. You see, what we don't realize as women is that submission is inspired, not demanded. A man cannot demand your submission. If he does, that makes him controlling, narcissistic, psychopathic. No, a real king inspires devotion from his people. Now, we use a lot of these words, king and queen, quite lightly in the modern day because we're almost referring to it as though it is a Disney film and we're looking for that fairy tale king. The reality of an actual king is that he was anointed, called, and given the weight of responsibility for the health and prosperity and well-being of his people. It was his job to make sure that his people were well fed, that they were prosperous, and that they were happy. And that was what made a good nation. A king was not somebody who sat behind in an Oval Office or in a room somewhere commanding troops to give up their lives while they're hidden in a bunker. A king was a man that rode on the horse and rode out with his troops and laid down his life daily for his people. And so because of his service and his servanthood towards his people, towards his queen and country, he was prepared to shed blood and never return back from war for his people. This is a man that therefore commanded and inspired honor and respect. This was a man who, when he sat on his throne, he didn't sit on it because he was pretty, because he had a nice car, because he showed up or was really good in bed. No, he sat on the throne and governed and had his queen bow before him all the way to the floor because she honored and respected what his throne represented. His throne represented honor, nobility, care, love, cherishing. Out of the heart of the king was love for his people. Can you say that of the man you were dating? Can you say that of the man you were married to? Can you say that of the man that you're courting and preparing to get married to? Can you truly say that this man is a protector, he's a provider, he cherishes me and my children, he cherishes me as a woman, I never have cause or need to ever need anything or ever disrespect him in any kind of way? The truth of the matter is, kings are a rare breed. And kings only deal with queens. So that is my next question to you. Are you a queen? If you are a queen, then there is a way that you conduct yourself, a way that you deploy yourself, a way that you view the world, and your heart has to be big enough to contain the heart of a king and the heart of the nations. Are you a nurturer? Are you supportive? Are you loyal? Are you a woman who understands what it is to be noble and respectful of her man? Because these two combinations have to come together for there to truly be a royalty, for there to truly be a woman who can speak into a king's life, for there to truly be a woman who can speak to the king and his ears will hear and do her bidding. You see, when King Xerxes and Esther came to the throne, she bowed low before him and she showed him honor and respect. And he said, Esther, whatever you want, even if it's half of my kingdom, I will give it to you. Because a king can only ever respond to a queen. The problem we're facing, ladies, and those gentlemen that are watching, is that we no longer esteem nobility, not even within ourselves. There's certain things and a certain standard you need to hold yourself to as a queen, if that is how you wish to refer to yourself. If we're going to refer to ourselves as queens, then we need to hold ourselves to a certain and particular standard. Queen Elizabeth will never, ever lower herself to respond to some journalist who probably wrote something crappy, or to respond to when Queen Diana died, when Princess Diana died, people were saying nasty and horrible things about the queen, but she remained on her throne. She never allows anybody to pull her down to it. She doesn't even put a statement out because she understands her role in her country. Her role as the queen is to never descend. Are you a queen that will never descend to certain kinds of conversation? Are you a queen that will never lower your standards, your voice, raise your voice, or act any kind of way that diminishes your royal place? You see, because it starts with what's going on the inside. I can give you a video and say this to him, do that to him. But if you are not a queen, if you do not esteem yourself and hold yourself in high regard, then you will open your mouth and you will talk. You will talk from who you are being, who you are. Everything we do manifests from who we are. And that is why my work with women all the time is to do 80% of the work on the inside. And this is why I created the 200 Manifest Your Man 200 affirmations that speak to the queen within you, that raise the self-worth and self-value, that you don't even have it in you to be anything other than regal when you are around a man. Now, when you present as a queen, kidders, jokers, players will deselect themselves. And a king will point his scepter and say, this is the woman that I want. And a king has a way that he conducts himself. He has a way that he speaks to his queen and to his country. He has a way that he commands his troops. He's got a way that he deals with other men. He has a way that he deals with women and children. He has a way that he deals with his household. He has a way that he handles himself that inspires a woman to have and to speak to him honorably. Now, your job, lady watching this today, is to determine if the man in front of you is indeed a king. You see, I dated a guy once who, up till this day, I cannot tell you that I ever raised my voice, ever swore at him, ever used bad language. He never, ever gave me cause in the long relationship that we had. Never. He was the guy that showed up. He paid for everything. He made sure I was comfortable. He opened doors. He was chivalrous. He would come to my house always bearing gifts, flowers, a bottle, even when I was making dinner, and insisted that I would, whenever he was in mine, I would make dinner. He always came bearing gifts. And after dinner, he would always massage my feet and make sure that I was happy. And he would always plan every weekend on his boat or wherever. This man was a true king, a true noble king. And at no point in that relationship with him did I even ever conceive that I would, even when we broke up and the relationship didn't work, it was the most noble, most conscious uncoupling situation I'd ever been in. And I have met men like that. These are high value men, but they respond to queens. Now, if you are not attracting this man, then it's got to do with the standard that you have set for yourself. If you are not speaking to man like he's a king, it's either because he provokes in you the ghetto, crazy, say what I want. He either provokes that in you, or you have not developed the queen within. It is always about working on you, elevating you. There's certain arguments and certain comments I don't respond to in the comment section. There's certain people I don't even begin to deal with, because I know that to address them, I have to lower myself so low that I will therefore lose my crown. This is what it means to speak to a king. So yes, I have done videos on how to compliment a man, how to make a man feel good, but trust me, we only ever act from who we truly are. I certainly hope that this video was helpful. If you don't know the questions to ask to make sure if a man is a king, then make sure you download the 50 questions every high value woman needs. If you feel inadequate as a queen, then download the 200 affirmations to attract your king. This is all that I can do for you in this video, ladies. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. In the meantime, take care of you.